Well, we're already in late May, which means that in a few weeks, it will be June, the official anniversary month for Sonic the Hedgehog. More specifically, his 35th anniversary. And I've done quite a few videos on this channel already discussing what I would like and think that Sega and Sonic Team will announce, but it has been so quiet, guys. It has been really a drought, and I am quite upset and disappointed that we haven't really gotten anything. And I know I sound like a spoiled Sonic fan, but 35 years is a very long time, and I am admittedly 30 years old. So I'm really only 5 years behind the creation of Sonic. So I've been with the Blue Blur for a very long time, and I think this is a big milestone. And we just haven't gotten a lot of updates or news regarding Sonic content. The only real Sonic news that we've gotten lately is Jeff Fowler, the director of the Sonic movie franchise, posted a picture with him next to the statue of Metal Sonic, which looks fantastic, by the way. They did a really good job on the detail for that thing. It is insane. Just announcing that they finished shooting for Sonic Movie 4. Now, before you get too excited, for those that are unaware how these things work, is they finish shooting, but that doesn't mean the movie's done. They still have a lot of post-production, a lot of editing, maybe a few reshoots, probably not that many reshoots because most of it is animated, but they needed to get location shots and realistic footage, and they had to shoot for the actors, the live action actors that are in it, but now they need to go back and do the voices. So we still need all of the voices for the Sonic cast, and like I said, they're going to be working on post-production stuff as well. So that's why the movie's not coming out until March 2027, is because they need all this time to polish everything up. This is great news, along with the copyright leak of the synopsis for this movie, but there's not really anything special there. We know the basic synopsis, and it's just that Sonic teams up with Amy to take down a new villain known as Metal Sonic. However, we do know Jim Carrey is returning, most likely as Dr. Eggman, but it could be possible he's playing another character, but I do doubt it. Eggman is kind of the main draw for the normies of the Sonic movies, let's just say. For those that aren't just hardcore Sonic fans, they actually go to see Jim Carrey because he's a big star and he's actually quite incredible in these movies. I don't know, and I don't think anyone really knows yet, of Jim Carrey's role, whether he's playing a separate role from Eggman or two roles again like he did in Sonic Movie 3, but there is a component there that they're leaving out from the synopsis. So that's going to be a little bit of intrigue, and I'm sure once they start releasing trailers sometime next year, we'll start piecing together what the plot and story actually are, even though it does look like it's going to be Sonic CD. Then Sony announced their State of Play for June, and that's going to be June 2nd, 2026. This is not a Sega sort of event or anything like that. Sometimes they do present Sega games at these things, but a lot of people are speculating we might be seeing some Sonic news here. And to be quite honest, guys, I don't really think so. If they're going to do any sort of Sonic announcements in the month of Sonic's 35th anniversary, I feel like Sega and Sonic Team would do their own presentation and their own showcase. It just feels a little bit out of place to do it at the State of Play. I hope I'm wrong and there is something, but maybe there's a teaser. Maybe they announce something else coming down the line in June that's Sonic related, but I can't really see them announcing the next AAA Sonic game at the State of Play. I feel like they're going to want that to be a bigger pop, and what better way to do that than to tail end a Sonic specific event for his birthday. Earlier this year, I predicted what I thought Sega and Sonic Team were going to be doing for Sonic's 35th anniversary, and sadly I can say that I am wrong pretty much on all fronts. Now, they might be waiting for an actual Sonic event or the actual day of Sonic's birthday to just dump everything, but I really don't think that's the smart push. But what do I know? I'm not a businessman. I'm just some silly guy that yaps on YouTube. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I predicted that they were going to do either a free track or a free classic Sonic DLC character for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And what I mean by that is either you play as classic Sonic or you get a iconic Sonic character from the retro franchise to kind of play as in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I really was hoping for at least an anniversary track to celebrate, and it doesn't seem like we're getting any of those. A lot of you said I was crazy for thinking that we weren't getting a Sonic game this year for his 35th anniversary, and it's also looking like that as well. We might get this definitive Sonic Frontiers edition, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. That's been more of a rumored leak, so we're still waiting to see if that's going to be announced, which that makes sense to announce it just the day of. That's nothing super crazy, especially if it's just like an upscale and some better polish for the game and not a lot of added content, because the DLC was free for that game anyway. It'll still be fun, I'll still be hyped for it, but not to the degree of a game being announced, which I think is getting less and less likely. They could announce the title for a AAA Sonic game, or maybe a brief teaser, but I don't really think we're going to be getting anything close to a game this year, sadly. But I've said in previous videos, and I'll say it again, I'd much rather them take their time to make a really good AAA Sonic game to keep this momentum of Sonic going. They've been hitting it out of the park lately, rather than rushing it to just meet Sonic birthday deadline or holiday deadline, because they've done that in the past with multiple Sonic titles and it just hasn't worked out. I know I sound a little bit redundant here, and I apologize, but I really am conflicted, because there's a part of me that really thought that they should have gone at least a little bit out there with Sonic's 35th anniversary. It didn't have to be a new game or a game announcement, but a few little pieces and things here and there for the fans to enjoy. Now, to be fair, they have released, some YouTube videos, some short series. They've done some content on the mobile games, but nothing super substantial. And I just am hoping that in June they really go all out to a certain degree. But if they keep it quiet, then I'm going to be a little bit sad. So, actually being a month away, basically, from Sonic's 35th anniversary, here are my final predictions that they're going to do to celebrate Sonic. I do not think we are getting any new game. I think at the very, very most, we will be getting a teaser for the upcoming AAA Sonic game, but no further announcements until next year. I do not think we're going to be seeing any footage from Sonic Movie 4 because, like I said, they just finished shooting and need to do a bunch of post-production and editing and stuff like that. They might do a thing where some of the actors come out and say a few words, such as Amy's voice actress Christian Bell, and Ben Schwartz is the voice of Sonic. They might have Jim Carrey come out and say a few words. It might be like them sitting in a chair saying something, talking about the movie. But aside from that, I really don't think we're going to be getting much about Sonic Movie 4 either. I think there's a slight chance that we could get a free DLC something for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I don't know if it's actually going to be a character or track now. I think at this point it might just be a few decals and some extra goodies for free in the customization shop for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And I think there's going to be a bunch of either sales or some free goodies for some of the mobile games that people play. But aside from that, I think that's really all we're going to be getting, and it is kind of underwhelming. I hope I'm super wrong and they completely blow us away. They do a bunch of different things. We get a new track or new character for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, maybe even a new vehicle. That would be cool as well. Maybe they introduce, skins where you can do more than just the AI skins for Sonic characters. That would be a really cool feature to add. Maybe we'll get a teaser trailer for the AAA Sonic game, but maybe even some early gameplay footage. Maybe we will get something from Sonic Movie 4. Maybe they've been building on some of the visuals already, and we actually get to see a little piece of it. There's things that I want to see and things that I think we're going to see. There's a difference, right? What I want and what I think is actually going to happen. But now I leave it off to you guys. What do you think about Sonic's 35th anniversary just so far? Do you think they've been doing enough content? Do they need to do more? Have you been satisfied, not satisfied? What would you like to see next month? What do you think we're going to see? I would love to know all your thoughts and opinions down below. And with that being said, I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a super Sonic rest of your day. See ya.